Please feel free to join us again if you own XRP. Thanks again, guys. No matter where you are in the world, I hope everyone is having a great day. We can see some red when we look at the whole picture. You all probably want to know what's going on with the coin markets right now. You should know that yesterday was a great day. For Bitcoin, the end of the week saw the largest weekly candle close in its history. There is, however, a small step back in the markets that you may have seen. We are going to talk about that. Please click the like button if you liked these daily XRP news stories. It helps the service a lot. From the last hour, you can see that the market is slowly going up again. XRP is still worth about $2.21, though it is down about 0.3%. However, XRP is holding up better than the market as a whole. If the market goes down, XRP will go down with it. Pay attention to that. All coins around the world will go back for percent to 6%. XRP is only down 0.3% against the USD, but we're up 1% against Bitcoin. It's important to remember these things because they are worth $134.4 billion. And the amount of trade in 24 hours is almost $4 billion, which is crazy to think about. But as always, let's start with a warning. There is nothing on this station that will help you with your money. For any business, you should always learn more about it first before putting money into it. So, on Wednesday, Brad Gerlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, will talk to the Senate Banking Committee in support of U.S. rules that would set up a frame for the crypto market. In the field, we talk about stars. People we talk about are big business stars who have learned and grown a lot in the last 5 or 10 years. And it's clear that Brad Gerlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, is looked up to because he has so much information, knowledge, and experience. We can't ignore the fact that you guys are here on Wednesday to testify before the Senate Banking Committee. This is proof that things are going in the right direction for what we need. But getting ahead is what's important right now. Cyber, if you come in and ask me, please tell us what you really think. Who knows why the market is taking a short break right now? The US said these countries would have to pay prices for goods they bought. Here is the list of countries. Remember when we talked about taxes and what it led to? Of course, that's what's going on right now. Tariffs are being talked about again, but I think the market will get better faster now that tariffs aren't being talked about. It looks like the market is. The act of seeing the bright side means finding a way to make things better. Since about 15 to 20 months ago, there have been a lot of talks about resolutions. This is a good sign, even though you don't want to hear these kinds of news. We can't do anything about them, though, but look at this. Altcoin ETFs are about to become widely accepted. Reuters says the SEC is working on a framework that will make it easy for all spot crypto ETFs to get approved. The process needs to be sped up and made more uniform so that new starts can happen faster, though I've already told you guys about this. I felt the need to bring it up again since the market is heating up. Why do you think these guys are, building this framework? They do this because they know it will speed up the process. These people know that big businesses will be very interested in these digital assets and ETFs, which is going to happen. They want to change the way things are done to make it easier and faster. Just to remind you of this, take a look at this shout out to Paul Varian. The Extra Place Ledger EVM Cytokane was launched on the mainnet on June 30th. Okay, I get it. After it came out, almost 1,400 smart contracts were used on the new side chain in the first week. People who work on apps wanted the start because it would let them make, port, and install decentralized apps that used to only run on Ethereum. They were now able to use the extra piece speed and low fees. It looks like good news keeps coming, right? People in Spain can now buy, sell, and store Bitcoin and Ethereum at BBVA. To meet EU Mecha standards, the service is fully built into the mobile app. Don't forget that every day we hear about TradFi and crypto getting together. Once more, this is just one of many cases we're seeing. This is going to happen so often that I think people will think this is just happening. There are times like these when we shouldn't just ignore them. But if you think crypto will only go down, look at what happened with the stock market last week. The Nasdaq 100 tech stocks were at almost all-time highs, and the S&P 500 was going crazy. But stocks are going down today because Trump said he would put 25% taxes on Japan and South Korea. Of course, that will have an effect. It's pretty much everywhere, and I believe if you want to make money, this is your chance if your daily wage is $1 or less. Because the prices of many coins are going down right now anyway, the chance is there for sure, but you could see how the XRP stood its ground. The fact that it held its own really well shows how much demand and drive it has. I don't want you to forget about these kinds of things, but as tokenization moves forward, things will get crazy and exponential. We believe that the move toward tokenizing assets will speed up in 2025. Based on what we know now, tokenized shares will probably be controlled for the first time in 2025. What people expect from organizations. This is from the company CF Benchmark Kraken. Important things. Let's see what's going on with the price now. If you're at the dominance, I'll show you the score. In the end, we got down to 65.15%. We have not yet gone below this important control point. I have already told you how important this range is. When it comes to Bitcoin, the price did go down a bit. Bitcoin has gone back up about 1.47%, which shows how small this change is in the grand scheme of things. There is a little more power now, but I did say that the S&P 500 did the same thing. It's just Bitcoin, they may say, but I want them to see the bigger picture. Bitcoin still seems likely to reach a new all-time high. Let's say the daily candle ends above this area. I still believe this is a strong sign. Look at how much XRP costs amazingly to $0.21. This WIC is really pretty. Of course, both you and I saw a lot of the numbers that came in from up there. A lot of you have heard me talk about the $2.33 level, and the price went back up to $2.35. And then broke through it. We went above that, but it didn't last long because Bitcoin fell a little too.